Welcome back to Triple Alpha Sports Talk. I'm Brice. That's Zach over there. No Josh tonight. Roy might jump in at some point, so I was trying to find a guest to get on. We're going to try and have guests anytime one of the three are off. It just so happens that two people are off today. Hello, Zach. You've been on a couple times.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
Good to be back.
We'll start off by going over a recap of the scores from last week's NFL matchups. Starting with Thursday Night Football, the Cowboys go to Detroit and get thumped by the Lions. I think there was a lot of controversial calls and stuff in that game, but still a 14-point game. Titans-Browns, I don't know if you saw any of that game, Zach. That was one of the ugliest games I've ever watched in my life. Titans 31-29. Steelers beat the Ravens 27-22 in Baltimore. Big game for the division. A lot of it came down to the last minute pretty much. Colts get beat by the Jaguars 19-36. Daniel Jones out for the season with an Achilles and non-contact injury. I don't know if you saw, but today they signed Phillip Rivers.
I did see that, yeah.
The 44-year-old comes out of retirement.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know, that's like basically Roy going back into playing the NFL.
It should be pretty exciting when he comes back.
Yeah, I can't wait. He's gonna have to take a break from ripping cigs.
Yeah.
Commanders go to Minnesota and get a big donut on the scoreboard, 31-0. 9 bounces back. Bengals go to Bills and just absolutely crumble. I mean, 2 interceptions back-to-back. The Bengals looked in control the whole game. Then they throw an interception to a corner blitz, returns it for a pick 6. Bills get the ball, immediately have a ball batted in the air by a D lineman, and it's another interception, and then Josh Allen does what he does and goes win the ball game.
Yeah.
Dolphins play the Jets, and they win 34-10. Seahawks absolutely throttle the Falcons 37-9. Saints pull off the biggest upset of the week and break my parlay by beating the Buccaneers 24-20. Broncos, a close one against the Raiders, 24-17.
I'm surprised that was close.
Rams absolutely throttle the Cardinals 45-17. Bears go to Lambeau and get beat 21-28 in a nail biter. Texans they beat the Chiefs 20-10 in Arrowhead. Patrick Mahomes does not look good in that game. And then yesterday, the Eagles, Chargers take care of the Eagles 22-19 in SoFi. Any of these games that you watched, Zach, that you want to talk about a little bit?
Well, honestly, it was probably your team was probably the biggest game of the week, I would say, just from divisional stance. And
we'll get to them. Talk about a different team first, because Josh wanted to send a video for me to play, and he has yet to send it, so we'll give him a little time for that.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably say the Bengals and Bills were probably the game of the week. Like you said, the first half, Bengals kind of controlled the game. I think they were up by double digits going into the half. Yeah, they were. And, I mean, it's just Bengals. Their defense is just not good. I mean, I know, Josh Allen did have a great game, but, you can't win a lot of football games giving up 39 points. And I know those 2 picks by Joe Burrow were pretty huge. But the one where the very first one, the pick 6 you were talking about, it was a very weird play how he just got it. He didn't even have to grip the ball, and he just kind of lobbed it.
He just kind of tried to – it was almost like an alley-oop type of pass over somebody.
Kind of a weird. Well, I mean, the receiver was open and he had to get it out quick, and I know the conditions weren't the best, but Joe Burrow, for being out the whole year, he actually has. The Bengals have had life since he got back. It was just unfortunate. It was a couple weeks too late. And Joe
Burrow actually played a really good game. To me, interceptions that come off of defensive lineman tips, those are hard for me to count them as interceptions. I get that they are, but that's something that a quarterback, it's hard for them to account for. They're throwing over the line the whole game. One time, and he gets his hand up.
Yeah.
The other one, you can't take. Like that, it's a tough play, but that's kind of on the coach. He didn't check the blitz off the edge. and he still ran the play, and the corner made a great play. You don't really see that very often.
It was a great play by the defense. You can agree with that. But and then with the conditions being that bad, I think he started out. Didn't he start out 14 for 14 or something like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. So it was just really unfortunate that he had that turf toe issue, and then he had to miss that many games in the beginning of the year. Because I would think Bengals would probably be, they would probably be buyers at the trade deadline instead of getting rid of all their defensive pieces and maybe.
I think they'd be the same team they were last year. They were probably the best offense in the league last year and just never got defensive help. Then Trey Hendrickson goes out most of the season pretty much. The season's over now. It was announced this week. I mean, they have nobody on defense. They are going to – if I was them, I would have traded T. Higgins last year. I can't believe they didn't because that guy is an absolute stud, and they're not going to be able to pay him. So it's just bad.
Yeah, they should have got rid of him. Jamar Chase is just such a elite receiver. I mean, it is nice to have T. Higgins, obviously. You got 2 number ones. But they should have thought about that, getting rid of T. Higgins and – I guess they still can. They can trade him this offseason and actually get some defensive or picks that they desperately need because they got to get that defense figured out or they're not going anywhere. So
they're just going to waste 2 stars' careers in Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow.
Yeah, it's really frustrating to watch them play because they are just so elite on offense, and then it's like, wow, you cannot get one stop. You just need one stop.
Yeah. A game I kind of want to talk about a little bit is the Chiefs and Texans. The Chiefs are now 6-7. To me, there's been this talk about Patrick Mahomes and how great he is, and he's had an unbelievable career. And I think the last 2 or 3 years, we've really seen this decline in Patrick Mahomes' ability to stay consistent. This game was a real good example of that. He was 14 for 33 with a 42 completion percent range, 160 yards and 3 interceptions with a 22 QBR for people who are fans of QBR. The loss is on him. I know the Texans defense is very good. If you watch the game film, he was just missing open guys. Yeah. That's something that you cannot have out of somebody who's been a top quarterback in the league his entire career since he became a starter for Kansas City. And I don't know where, if he doesn't start to come back, I don't know where you go for the Chiefs because they're kind of on a lot of restricted time stuff. Travis Kelce's about to go out the door. Their whole offensive line is somewhat older. A couple pieces are older, like Trey Smith. On the defensive side, Chris Jones. I'm surprised he even played this year. Yeah. He was supposed to retire 2 years ago. Yeah. There's a lot of old players on this team, and give them credit. They've had their success. They've won 2 or 3 Super Bowls, went to 5, I think. So it's not like it was a failed experiment, but where do you go from now if you're a Chief, if you're part of the Chiefs organization?
Well, I understand today or yesterday or whatever day it was, Sunday, it was all Patrick Mahomes' fault. But their run game, they just have not found any run game. When he's their leading rusher week by week, it's what more does the guy have to do? And last year, when they went to the Super Bowl, that was the most impressive season I've ever seen a quarterback ever play. With no run game, it seemed like he was getting beat week, every week he was getting beat. And he just somehow pulled a rabbit out of his hat and won a game. This year, they're just not winning them. They're just not winning those one-score games. Last year, they won all of them. So that's kind of the difference to me. Their schedule has been extremely tough. Yeah. I know it seems like, that's kind of what happens when a team's good. You end up having to play the best schedule the next year. But they just haven't won those games that they're used to winning. And when Patty's not up to his par, which I know we're used to seeing magic from him. When he's not playing like that, they're just not going to win games, and they look really average. So, but anyway, speaking of Texans, to give them credit, that defense is just so fun to watch. It seems like, they even shut down the Rams, Rams have just put up numbers after numbers, and that week 1, Texans just shut them down. That defense is very, very fun to watch for the Texans.
Yeah, I agree. And CJ Stroud hasn't been playing his best this year. They have a couple of receivers who I don't think have been playing their best this year. They are one receiver away from being a real contender, I think.
Yes,
With the defense that they have right now, if they just have that offensive spark type of guy, like a CeeDee Lamb or even like a small receiver out of the draft, Ohio State's got 5 of them that they could use. So somebody like that comes into this league, I think comes into this team, I think the Texans will be a really good team.
I agree. I think they're already halfway there. I think CJ just needs to develop a little bit more. Nico is a stud. I mean,
Nico is good
receiver. But if they got, like you said, one more, and then I still think they're kind of another team where their run game is not quite there. I know they try to get Nick Chubb, but that he's just out of his prime, running backs and stuff. But they definitely need to draft a good running back and a good receiver, and I think they're right there. So
I completely agree with you. Is there another game you want to mention at all before we get to the Bears-Packers game?
Honestly, I think that's probably good. I mean, it was unfortunate. I guess we can talk about the Colts and Jags. Colts, I think season's over, unfortunately. I still think they can make the playoffs because AFC. Well, no, because they're going to be tied with the Texans. It's going to be tight. They are still going to have a chance. I guess we'll see what Phillip Rivers could do, even if he will make the team. I guess we'll see. But I don't really think Riley Leonard's the guy. He was mainly a running quarterback in college, and I just don't see. And I don't see Anthony Richardson playing because I guess
he's terrible.
He's terrible anyway. So
yeah,
they're just going to have to basically hand it off to Jonathan Taylor every single play and just hope for the best. So
which is good for me.
It's good for your fantasy team, but
yes,
not good for them on offense.
I guess we could mention. I believe we came up with our fantasy punishment for me. As those who don't know, me and Zach are in the same fantasy football league with a group of high schoolers. And the punishment has finally been decided that the loser has to stand next to the guy at the Salvation Army, like waving thing in front of Walmart with a sign that says, "I suck at fantasy football," until he gets $200 worth of donations for the Salvation Army in the freezing cold. So
thank God I'm not.
Yeah. I have secured playoffs, so I am not super worried, but I need to figure out how to put this video into the pod. How do I?
Hello, Triple Alphas. It's Josh, live from Vegas, so I'm not here for the pod. Don't mind the blue tongue.
Wow.
I wanted to give a thought of the Bears and the Packers game. I know that Brice and Roy are going to talk about it. I already know what Brice is going to say he's very happy with how they performed. Obviously, you'd rather have a win, but I thought they looked good. I thought the way that Chicago runs the ball will help in any environment, road game, home game, because I envision them being on the road. So I think that looks good. The past game did not have DJ Moore. I thought that was a little worrisome. Or not DJ Moore, Roma Dunze. Thought that one was a solid game without him. They will be better with him because he's really their number one, let's be real. Defense was solid, but, do I think Green Bay or Chicago is the number one seed, even if they somehow get it? No, I think the Rams are better. I do think the Packers are better, even though I think the Bears could beat either of those teams. But that's my thought. I'm impressed with how they played, but I still just don't think I don't think they are the clear favorite in the NFC. I would still pick the Rams and the Packers to beat them. Peace.
Okay, so when Josh told me that he was going to be sending in a video for the podcast, I thought it was going to be bad. I was expecting him to just trash the Bears, which I am glad he did not do because I thought it was – I completely agree. I'm upset with the outcome of the game, obviously.
Yeah.
But people were saying, even after the Eagles games, that the Bears are not legit because the Eagles have not been playing consistent. Well, we beat the Eagles pretty single-handedly, and then we take the Packers down to the last 20 seconds of the game. So, to me, that is a win in my books. I understand the first half of the game, offense was just not there. We give up 2 big plays in the first half, and they score 14 points off of it. It's 14-3 at half. Outside of those 2 big plays, we pretty much shut down the Packers' offense as well. So, second half comes around, it's a completely different game. Our offense picks up. Caleb Williams played a really good second half, minus the last play, obviously. I've seen a lot of people talking about DJ Moore being wide open on that play. He was not. If you just watch the play, he's not open until way later in the play. It wasn't designed for him. The play actually worked like it was supposed to. Cole Kmet was wide open in the end zone.
It was just a bad throw. Yeah.
Yeah. Caleb's rolling to his left. It's already a hard throw to make. He's got 2 defenders crashing down on him, and he leaves the ball about 2 yards short and throws it about a second late. So, I mean, it happens. He's a second-year quarterback. I'm not going to expect him to go out and win every single close game, which is what he's done this season, by the way. It's the first one he hasn't won, and he's getting extreme criticism. I saw a Bears fan burning a jersey this year. So, like, it's just unbelievable. Bears fans will never be happy. They just settle for mediocrity all the time and are ready to rebuild all the time. This is, to me, if I was a Packers fan, I'd be a little nervous because you look at Rome Odunze, Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, Luther Burden, Kyle Monangai, DeAndre Swift. I can go down the list. Colston Loveland. These are young guys who are they're playing head and shoulders above what they were expected to play at the beginning of the season. There was several NFL people who had them rated as a 5-win team, a 6-win team. They're already at 9 and they're 9-4 right now. Like I'm not upset about this. I think we proved on the world stage that we can play with anybody. Like Josh just said, we can beat any of those teams. So I just wanted to get that out. I'll let you talk about it now.
Well, I think you just need to give Ben Johnson Coach of the Year now. What he's done with that team. I mean, Caleb Williams looks like night and day. From last year. And I understand he was rookie to second year. You're going to progress some. But those throws that he made on that last drive, which I know the last one wasn't what you wanted, but some of those throws he made, I was just like, okay, yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah. I've been kind of a doubter. I mean, I've even told you, we've talked about this. I've been a doubter of Caleb Williams. I mean, he's kind of a mouthy person. He's kind of easy not to like, to be honest. But if you're a fan of him, like a Bears fan, you kind of like that a little bit. I would think. Oh, yeah. I would think. But
before he even played a game for the Bears, he was up at some concert chanting F the Packers. Like, how can you not like that?
Exactly. And that's the guy you want. But speaking, I mean, I understand. I mean, realistically, Packers do have the better roster right now. I mean, with all your guys, like you got a young talent. I still think they can win at home. Bears can win this in 2 weeks at home. And that would be actually for the division, I would think, because I don't think Lions.
Most likely, yeah.
It's going to be for the division. So that's a big game. And it's really a playoff spot because Lions, I guess, they play Bears last game of the year. So it all could, it's going to be close with those three.
One of them might be tight right now.
One of them might be out by the end of it. So it's going to be very interesting to watch in the next couple of weeks. But what I just want to say about the Bears, a lot of fight. The defense has just looked great at times. But then on the last drive, they kind of Packers did kind of go down the field a little bit, and you kind of just want them to get that final stop. But by the second half, like you said, they dominated. They had the ball basically the whole half, and you can't deny that. So it's stepping stone.
That last drive, they came up with their play to make the stop, had Josh Jacobs tackled for a loss, and then Josh Jacobs does what he does, and he ran for 20 yards, broke 3 tackles. So, I mean, it's sometimes star power is just what wins games. That's what happened there at the end. That's all I can really say about the defensive side. I don't know if I have much more to say about the Bears. I really did want Roy to be on here because, I mean, that guy is the biggest Bears hater in the world, and there's just no denying that they're not the same old Bear. There's no denying that anymore.
No, I do think they're going to make the playoffs. I know you're not going to like this answer. I don't know if they're going to win the division, but I think they're going to sneak into that 7th seed.
I don't disagree with that at all. I think the division's very winnable, but I also think we're younger than both the other teams. We haven't been in this situation like the other 2 teams. It's not I expected to win 8 games this year. We've already won 9. So this has been one of the best seasons I've ever watched as a Bears fan. I watched the 2018 team. That team was not as good as this team right now. They had a stellar defense. They had 0 offense. The 2006 team, that's probably the best team of my lifetime. They went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Colts. Their defense and special teams outscored their offense that year. So, this is something Bears fans haven't seen since '85. Yeah, I don't know why there's so many people upset with them.
I do have a question for you, though. So if you are short of the playoffs, is this technically a bad year for you?
No, not even close. This is the best year I can remember, pretty much.
So even if you go, 11, because that would kind of hurt. You go 11-6, you beat the Browns, And then, well, no, I guess if you go 11-6, you would make the playoffs.
We'd be in if we were 11-6.
Yeah,
It'd have to be a 10.
10-7. Okay, yeah. So
10 would be. I mean, 10-7. That's a winning season. When was the last time the Bears had a winning season?
And
2018.
Yeah, and it's rare for a 10-7 team not to make it. The NFC.
Yeah, it's very hard for a 10-7 team to not make it.
Yeah.
I don't have much more on football.
No.
We will go into the picks for this week, though. Real quick, the picks for last week. And last was me at 6-8. Bad week for me. Roy 507-7, and Josh 8-6. Josh had the Lions over the Cowboys. He finally picked a Cowboys game right for the guys picked against the Cowboys. They've won every time that he's picked against the Cowboys, and finally he picked the right winner. Trying to jinx it again didn't work. We all missed the Titans at Browns. We all got the Seahawks right. I got the Colts wrong. They both picked Jags. Roy got the Vikings right over the Commanders. We all had Bills. We all missed Bucks. We all missed Ravens. Me and Josh both had Dolphins. Roy had Jets. We all had Broncos. We all had Rams. I had Bears. They had Packers. I had Texans, actually. They had Chiefs, and then we all missed the Eagles as well. So we will go into our picks for this week, and I'll listen to what your picks are. Obviously, it's not part of the challenge or anything. I don't know if you know, but our NFL picks and our college picks are tracked all year, and whoever is in last or whoever wins doesn't have to do the Waffle House challenge.
Yeah, you're doing the 24-hour Waffle House, right?
It's 24 or 36, depending on if you're able to do it with somebody or not. So this week we have Falcons at Buccaneers. I'll let you pick first in all of them.
Yeah, Bucks. Falcons their season's over, so yeah. Bucks. Bounce back.
I had Bucks in a bounce back as well. They still are in contention for a playoff spot because their division's so bad.
Yeah.
So I had Bucks as well. Next game, Browns at Bears.
I would say Bears are going to win that one.
I am in agreement. Roy and Josh both had Bucks and Bears as well, so no difference there. Then we have Ravens at Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going to say Bengals there. I mean, how they look so dominant on that Thanksgiving game. I think they're going to win, and Ravens do not look good. And we didn't talk about that also a little bit, but they just don't. They have not looked great on offense, and I think Bengals are going to win that game.
I'm actually in agreement with you. Josh and me both have Bengals. Roy has Ravens. Chargers at Chiefs.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's kind of the season for the Chiefs. If they don't win it, their season's over. So I'm going to say Chiefs just because they're desperate.
I'm actually going to take Chargers in this one. I think the Chiefs' season pretty much is over now. I don't think that I think the path to the playoffs is very hard to get into. And a lot of the players are just they've been deep in the playoffs every year for a decade. Like they're kind of just done, I think. Josh has Chiefs, Roy has Chargers. Bills at Patriots.
That's probably the game of the week. But I am going to say the Bills. I was looking at this earlier. I think the Bills are definitely going to win this. Obviously, it's going to be a close game, but I think the Patriots can need one of these two. I mean, they've won, 9 in a row? They kind of need a loss.
They've won 11 in a row.
It's been – I mean, they've had a great
week. Or they had a bye this week, so they've won 10 in a row.
Yeah, so I think Bills are going to win that game at Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bills. Roy did as well, and Josh took the Patriots, actually. But Patriots obviously beat the Bills early in the season, and the Bills they just don't look consistent throughout the games. But I still think the Bills are a better team. Patriots are just a more consistent player. So it depends on what level of the Bills you get.
Yeah.
Next game is Commanders at Giants.
Well, dumpster fire.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Giants. I mean, they're both terrible, but yeah, I think the Giants are going to win that game.
I'm in agreement with you, Zach. I have Giants. They both have Commanders. Next game is Raiders at Eagles.
Let's say Eagles are going to bounce back. But I don't think it's going to be a blowout because Eagles have not looked good offensively. Jalen Hurts.
They just can't score, yeah.
Yeah, their defense is good. It's just Jalen Hurts has not looked good.
Yeah, all three of us have Eagles. Next game is Jets at Jags.
Jets at Jags. I'm going to say Jags. Jags are pretty hot right now. They look really good.
I am in agreement, and so are the other two members. Next game is Cardinals at Texans.
Texans are going to win that game. I don't think Cardinals are going to score.
I am in agreement, and so is Roy and Josh. Next game is another big game, Broncos at Packers.
That's going to be a great game. I think the Packers are going to win that game. I know the Broncos find ways to win, but I think the Broncos are finally going to lose one.
Josh has Broncos, Roy has Packers. I'm actually going to take the Packers. I think the Broncos have really stayed behind this super good defense throughout most of the season, and their offense has really struggled. Well, the Packers, the one thing that they can do is they can get 4 yards every single play. So I think it's just going to be a grind you out type of game, 21-17, something like that. And they're just going to grind out the Broncos. Next game is Lions at Rams.
Ooh, another good one. I think the Rams are going to win that game. I just don't trust the Lions defense all the time.
I am in agreement with you, and so is Roy and Josh. Next game is Panthers at Saints.
Ooh, okay. Let's go Saints. I think Saints won the first matchup, so I'm going to go Saints.
I am not going to go Saints. I am going to go Panthers. Their defense is a lot better than Saints' offenses, I think. Next game, and Roy and Josh both have Panthers as well. Next game is Titans at 49ers.
49ers, pretty clearly.
I agree, and so does Roy and Josh. Next game, Colts at Seahawks.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Colts, they're just not going to win many games against good teams with that quarterback. So, yeah, Seahawks.
I agree, and so does Roy and Josh. Next game, Vikings at Cowboys.
I'm going to go with Cowboys to kind of, that's another team with the Chiefs. Their season kind of depends on this week, so I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
Yeah. I agree with you, and Josh has Cowboys, which makes me think the Cowboys are probably going to lose because he's literally picked one game right all year. Roy has Vikings. He always picks his cheerleader quarterback from Michigan. So,
yeah.
Dolphins at Steelers.
Ooh, that's actually kind of a good game. Dolphins have been playing pretty good lately. I'm going to go with the Steelers, though. Steelers are going to somehow go 9-8. So,
I am also going to pick the Steelers. They kind of squeaked out a win this week to kind of save their season. I think that now they have a good shot at the playoffs. So that is all the games for this week. We will – how are we doing on Word Good? We will run into college football real quick. We'll talk a ton about it. Last week, all three of us went 3-3. Roy, we all had James Madison right. I had Tulane over North Texas. They did not. We all got Texas Tech right. We all missed Virginia. Josh had Georgia over Alabama, and me and Roy did not. And then Roy had Indiana over OSU. He picked the upset, not because he knows ball, but because he's going to pick against Ohio State every single time after they smacked the shit out of Michigan. Yeah. So we have 3 games to pick this week. I don't know how I'm going to do this. There are 3 bowl games. One is South Carolina State versus PV-A&M.
Prairie View A&M. Yeah, I don't know either one of those teams, but I guess we'll go with PV-A&M.
I'm going to go SC State.
Did you what I was going to say for college football, did you want to announce the bracket?
Yeah, I have it pulled out. We'll do it after we pick these games. Yeah, Josh has PV and A&M. Me and Roy have FC State. Roy puts in these games that they're just close lines. I mean, it's literally like flipping a coin when you pick them. So, Next game is Boise State at Washington. This is a team 2 teams have actually watched a little bit. So I'm going to go with Washington because I think that their offense is pretty solid.
I'm in agreement. I think Washington's going to win that game.
Roy and Josh also have Washington. And then the last game is Troy versus Jacksonville.
That's going to be another good game. I think Troy's going to win that game.
All of us agree that Troy's going to win that game. So let's see here. I have the college football playoff bracket pulled up here. So we 1 through 12, we have the 12 seed JMU playing Oregon. Then we have Alabama playing Oklahoma, Tulane playing Ole Miss, Miami playing Texas A&M, and then the teams with byes are Indiana with the 1 seed, Ohio State, Georgia, and Texas Tech. Do you just want to give your winner, I guess? There's not
well, I'm going to say one thing because it's been drama, I guess, with the Notre Dame situation.
I figured the Catholic would bring that up.
Well, no, I'm actually not on Notre Dame's side. I mean, I do like to cheer for Notre Dame because they are Catholic, but I'm actually kind of disappointed that they're not playing their bowl game, and I don't think they deserve to be in not winning the conference. I just don't think it's fair that they can pick their own schedule, and they did the best one they had was USC. I mean, Illinois beat USC, so
yeah,
that's really not that great a win. But I don't think, and I just think it's kind of a flawed system in a way. Like, I don't know what your thoughts are of like having JMU and Tulane make it because of the top, they have to have the 5.
I mean, I think I've put out my views on this a lot, especially whenever it was a 4-team playoff. Like, I absolutely hated that. And I thought going to the 12-team bracket was going to get rid of a lot of this stuff. And it hasn't. I mean, there's still teams who I think have better records and better seasons that don't get put in because they didn't play good enough talent. And I think that's just bullshit. And I mean, why as a player would you want to even go to a school like that where you could have a great season and not even get to play in a championship because some guys sit around a table and say that you aren't as good as another team, even though you had more wins.
So you like that Tulane and JMU is in it?
I do like stuff like that. Okay. Yes.
So I had an idea about this because I've been thinking about it. Why don't they have a playoff for those type of teams? Like, because they're obviously clearly different. I mean, it's going to be a miracle for Tulane to be competitive with Ole Miss, and same with Oregon and JMU.
Yeah.
It's like, don't you think we should have the best product though?
But you say that, and then teams like what was it, 3 years ago? TCU goes into the playoffs and beats the shit out of Michigan. I mean,
yeah, but
I know that. So TCU obviously wasn't on the same level as Georgia. They got crushed by Georgia, but people said Michigan was. But TCU beat Michigan. So I just think whenever you get into that environment, it's different because it's all on the line. There's a different level of competitiveness that comes out in these teams. And it gives you that underdog story.
Yeah,
you don't
that's
have
true.
that if you don't do that.
I'm okay with one, I guess. I mean, like, I think Tulane and Ole Miss actually could be a good game because they actually played each other start of the year, and it was a 2 to 3 touchdown game, but that can always change. I mean, adjustments and stuff like that. And Tulane has a great coach. He's going actually to Florida, but he is staying for the playoffs. So I think that, and Ole Miss lost their coach. So that's
that type of stuff I don't like. I think that's
bullshit. I hate that stuff. I think it's stupid, and I think they need to get rid of it. But I think they need to allow it after the season's done.
After
just
the season,
like the transfer portal. It kind of annoys me as well. That
imagine being a star junior on one of these teams, and your coach says, like, "You guys aren't good enough for me to be here anymore."
Well, it actually happened with Penn State last year. Their backup, who actually was really good for Missouri this year until he got hurt. The semifinal game, he went to the transfer portal, and they were like, "Oh, like." People were saying like he could have went for the starting job this year. Can you imagine if they had him and Drew Aller got hurt week 2 or 3? Penn State could have been okay, and that stuff happens. And it's just like, it kind of gets on your, I don't know. It's just not good for the sport. And I just wish they just don't have any leadership in the NCAA. Unfortunately, they need better leaders.
I am in agreement with you. I'm just going to say my pick to win the Natty. If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, even a week ago, I probably would have said Ohio State. I thought they've really just played the best football throughout the year. But after that Indiana game, I think it's probably Indiana. I think that their quarterback's making a case that he's the best quarterback in college football. And he has a chance to be the number 1 overall pick now. I really think that Indiana is going to win, even though that quarterback's kind of a cornball. He's a little weird. He's good at football.
Yeah, he is. Oh, Indiana just plays so fundamentally like sound on every phase of football. Like if you want to see a good coach team in football, watch Indiana football. Like their quarterback does everything correct. He made perfect throws when he had to. They ran the ball when they needed to. Their defensive linebackers, like they look so unathletic, but somehow they go sideline to sideline and make plays. And it's like, wow. Like, how are they competing against a team like Ohio State that has all these stars? And Ohio State couldn't move the ball that second half. They couldn't. that defense just shut them down. And it was so fun to watch. So, yeah, I'm in agreement. I think Indiana is the best team. I think they have the best coach, and I think they deserve to win. So I'm going to put Indiana.
All right, I'm going to run through the top 10 of college basketball real quick because there's some other things I want to get to before you got to go. So number 1 is Arizona, number 2 Michigan, 3 Duke, 4 Ohio State, 5 UConn, 6 Purdue, 7 Houston, 8 Gonzaga, 9 Michigan State, Illinois at 13, and Tennessee's at 20. So I don't see your Syracuse boys on here. Sorry.
They did beat Tennessee, though, last week. So
yeah,
that was a good win for them.
Yeah. We don't really got to talk about that too much. I'm going to slide over to MLB because I want to say that and I want to get into my game. We only got about 10 minutes. So MLB, we just kind of go over the free agent signings. And I believe there's only like 2 big ones since the last podcast that I can think of. You might remember more. One came out yesterday or this morning. Kyle Schwarber agreed to assigning back to Philadelphia. I don't have the list pulled up of what me and Josh and Zach all picked for it, but that's a big one. I think a lot of people had him going there. I was hopeful that he was coming back to the Cubs. Yeah. And then the other one is, I believe it was Edwin Diaz to the Dodgers, which, I mean, ridiculous. Dodgers. Is there anything you want to say about that or any free agents I missed?
Yeah, I don't think that's the big ones. I mean, there's a couple small ones.
Yeah.
Those were the 2 big ones. But yeah, Dodgers are just, now they're stacked. I mean, that was their one weakness was their bullpen. Now they just got Edwin Diaz. So I'm just curious. I know you guys have talked about it a lot and I haven't been here in a while, but what is your guys' thoughts of like, what's going to happen next year with these signings?
Like with the Dodgers?
With the new agreement that's going to happen with the MLB of possibly a salary cap. What are your guys'?
I still just don't think there's going to be a salary cap. MLB's just ran so much different. I mean, in some ways I want it, in some ways I don't, because I'm a big sports or a big like sports town with Chicago. My team has a lot of revenue, so it benefits me. I don't want to see that go away, but my owner doesn't fucking spend money. So it makes me pissed off because I see other big markets like New York and LA. They spend money and they do things that Chicago could do, but they don't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, well, my team, Diamondbacks, are the same way. I mean, they're the 4th biggest city and they don't really spend money. I mean, it's rare, but it is frustrating. If you're not a fan of the Yankees or if you're not a fan of a New York team or the Dodgers, but now Toronto's been spending money. Boston's been spending more money. Well, actually, I will say Philly has been spending money. I just don't necessarily know if it's the right guys. But it's kind of like if you can't beat them, you got to just pay them. You got to pay these players. That's the only way you're going to beat them.
Okay. We will get into my game real quick because I want to get that before you have to go. So I don't know if you've watched any of the recent episodes, but Josh has been doing this gauntlet. I don't know if you've seen that, where you cannot name the same player as him, and the questions progressively get harder. And if you name the same player, out.
So it's like the opposite of that one matching game where you try to have to guess the same one.
Yes, it is the opposite.
Okay.
So I stole that from Josh this week since he's not on and Roy's not on. I thought it'd be cool to do a gauntlet with you of players that I chose.
Okay.
So the first question I have 5 questions. The first question, they're all wrote down, so I won't change any answers. The first question is, appeared in a Super Bowl.
And you want me to blurt it out now?
Once you have your name, you can say it.
Well, it just came right to me. Julian Edelman.
I was so close to going Julian Edelman because I tried to pick players I thought you would pick. So I actually picked Wes Welker.
Oh, wow. That is
I thought
the same player.
Because I was like, man, he might go Julian Edelman and then try and go like a deeper cut. That way maybe I didn't pick them. So I went Wes Welker. That's close for the first one, Zach. You're testing the waters.
I need to be a lot, think more.
Yeah, next player. Name a player who has at least 3 Pro Bowls.
At least 3 Pro Bowls. Oh, gosh.
And if your answer is wrong, you're out too as well.
Yeah, I know. That's not good. Okay. Can I look it up or no? That's not fair. Okay. You already have these wrote down, right?
I have them wrote down. I'm not changing anything.
Okay. I mean, I'm thinking you're going to say this because he just got signed to the practice squad today. It's Phillip Rivers. Is he a 3-time Pro Bowler?
Is that your answer?
Yeah, that's my answer.
I'll have to Google how many Pro Bowls he has. But that is not my answer. My answer is Tom Brady.
Okay.
Phillip Rivers has 8 Pro Bowls.
Oh,
so
okay.
you were safe there. I thought you might just have to go with a safe guess and pick Tom Brady because you didn't know how many Pro Bowls people had.
It's risky for Pro Bowls because, you don't know. Because
Mac Jones has a Pro Bowl.
I think Matthew Stafford only has 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's somebody that good only has 2. Pro Bowls are weird, so.
Yeah. Next one is a player who has made the playoffs with 2 teams, at least 2 teams, or 2 different teams.
A player, and this is NFL?
Yes.
Okay. Player that has made the playoffs with 2 different teams.
2 or more.
2 or more. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go with Tom Brady.
That's a good pick. He's still on the board. I picked Alshon Jeffrey.
Okay.
Okay, you were on number 4. So this one is 1,000-yard rushing season before 2010.
1,000-yard rushing season before 2010?
Yes.
Okay, so I got to get my. Well, I mean, I could go outside of the box more. Let's go Terrell Davis. I think he has.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, Terrell Davis.
I assume he has one, but.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a 2,000 rushing season.
Yeah.
Okay, I had Marshall Faulk. I was trying to get you on that one.
Yeah, I about said Eric Dickerson, so that was another close one.
Okay, so normally Josh's last question, it's 4 total answers or 2 total answers. Mine actually has a lot.
Okay.
So this one is a first-round pick who never won a playoff game.
First-round pick who never won a playoff game. Well, this is not my answer, but Matthew Stafford was for a while until he went to the Rams. Actually, I know one right now. First pick, right?
Yes.
Never won a playoff game, and it doesn't count as a backup?
No.
Okay. Sam Bradford's never won a playoff game, and I know he was first pick.
Yep, that is a correct answer. I had Ricky Williams.
Okay.
I was trying to get you on that one. Sam Bradford was the first person that came to mind, but you survived the gauntlet. It took me 6 or 7 weeks to beat Josh's gauntlet. So, But his are much harder than mine. I thought mine wasn't actually that bad.
No, it wasn't too bad. You're gonna have to make it more challenging for me the next time around. So
I will do that.
Fun game now. It was fun.
Thanks for coming on, Zach. Fans, comment, subscribe. We're gonna try and have guests on anytime that we can't have other people on. That way, normally it's still 3 people. Obviously, it was only 2 tonight because there's 2 alphas out. But subscribe. Thanks for coming on, Zach. You have any closing words to say?
No, I just love the work you guys are doing. I appreciate you guys allowing me to come on and do this. So I like talking about sports, and I know people like to listen. So I appreciate you having me on.
Yep. Thanks, Zach. Good luck at your game tonight.
Yep. Hopefully we win. We play Casey, so I'm going to beat Casey.
Yeah, you do. All right. See ya.
Peace.